artificial intelligence becomes the backbone of housing finance and operations. The onset of intelligent housing tools becomes standard practice, and the industry builds off this foundational moment. Housing professionals who use AI regularly stand out from the rest of the industry, becoming the early pioneers of the disruption to come. Human jobs are enhanced, not replaced. Robotics, empowered by AI, radically reshapes construction. Large-scale 3D printed housing goes from concept to reality. These construction sites are operational 24/7 with minimal human supervision. Build time is cut by 80%. Costs are cut by 30%. City planners use AI to simulate population growth, zoning impacts, and climate resilience. Smart homes become standard as predictive AI detects maintenance needs before they happen. The day-to-day of an agent shifts. They manage AI agents they train to be like them. Smart contracts powered by blockchain enable automated, transparent, and instantaneous closings. Thanks to automation and prefab construction, entry-level homes become affordable again in satellite suburbs. AI is now consistently listening, watching, and sensing the homeowner to adapt to their mood and mental state. Furniture layouts, lighting, and climate all change based on biometric feedback. Kitchens auto-stock and cook. Rooms clean themselves. Laundry is done automatically. AI architects and designers make custom homes based on detailed lifestyle analysis, personal preferences, and predictive behavior modeling. A decade of AI adoption has now passed, setting the stage for an unprecedented shift. After a decade of 3D printing and automated construction entering the industry, the barrier to entry for home buying is drastically reduced. Governments begin testing universal housing programs enabled by AI supply chain optimization and ultra-low-cost builds. New developments are run entirely by decentralized AI cooperatives that self-manage resources, energy, food production, and even governance. Multifamily buildings start to experiment with having no human staff. AI handles leasing, maintenance, tenant disputes, and even community events. Beyond 2040, we move from disruption to transformation, exploring what becomes possible when AI transcends today's limitations. As augmented reality enters mainstream adoption, AR and AI combine to transform homes into immersive, shape-shifting, digital, physical, hybrid habitats. The resurgence of remote work allows workers to live anywhere. Real estate value shifts from urban-centric to experience-centric. Human architects and home designers become creative directors, guiding AI systems rather than drafting blueprints. Homes now possess memory and evolution. They learn from decades of use, improve themselves, and guide occupants across generations. 100% of new homes are built by autonomous systems, drones, bots, and printers. Human roles have completely shifted to creativity and oversight. The first legal frameworks emerge, allowing AI entities to own, lease, or manage housing assets autonomously. The age of neural housing integration is here. Homes wirelessly connect directly to occupants via brain-computer interfaces, creating shared emotional environments. Homelessness is eradicated in developed nations thanks to hyper-efficient AI supply chains. And universal access to dignified housing has become a reality in most advanced economies. Entire AI-designed cities emerge, adapting, scaling, and evolving based on human well-being metrics and ecological feedback loops. The question isn't whether AI will transform housing. The question is, will you be ready when it does? Welcome to AI Summit 2025, where the future of housing begins today.
A little over a year ago, we were Neo, doing well, profitable, on a great path to change the industry and make an impact. Chad called my business partner, Danny, and Danny comes to me, he says, Chad called, and he's the new president and COO at Better, and he thinks that there could be a really great partnership. I looked at him and I was like, have you been drinking? Better Mortgage? That's like asking Danielson to train at Cobra Kai. This doesn't work. Luckily, one of our ethos is stay curious. I thought we'll tell them who we are, why we exist, what we believe, and they'll kick us out in an hour. But what I was really surprised by was that there was just a really big alignment with what they're trying to do in a very different way. They had their tech team show us their entire tech stack, and then I went from interested to scared. Tech has been coming for 20 years, and I'd never seen anything like it. They can lower the cost of fulfillment so low and be cheaper than us and more profitable. Initially, it was thank you, but no thank you. We told them why, and without any impetus, they built something in a week and showed us, and I was like, you did that in a week? We've been asking for a change in our current LOS for a year. And so then they started talking about their lead generation platform, how they're using technology and AI to generate tens of thousands of buyers and buyer leads every month. So we started asking, like, could this really work?
Better started very small, very tech-focused. In the refi boom, went from 500 million to 58 billion. And for every 1,000 customers that would come into our ecosystem, 100 would fund with Better, and 50 would fund with distributed retail companies at a higher price. When I got there, they had been talking to high-producing loan officers, and I'm like, retail's a different animal. If we're gonna do it, we should just go do it. Get aggressive in the purchase market. I think of it like Uber X and Uber Black, Neo being Uber Black. You've been upgraded to a local presence. I have a long relationship with the partners, like-mindedness, good ethos, and all about redefining home ownership to try to help eradicate a wealth gap and put more people into homes. There's a debate whether Better should have invested that much money over that period of time into its tech stack. Search is being disrupted by LLMs, and in the last 4 months, traffic to our site is up 200% from Anthropic, ChatGPT, Gemini, and even when you're using Google, you get the AI answer. We use a lot of AI in lifecycle marketing. It's doing automatic testing, it's then changing the body, changing the header, and then finding that winning combination.
We're gonna have our AI agents shopping for our groceries, shopping for our insurance, shopping for our mortgages. It takes a very open-ended system to be able to make those engagements. And that's what I love about Tinman, is that it can engage with those bots, so our mortgage advisors can take people the last mile. Nobody in the history of our industry has ever thought, I wonder if I should buy a house. Maybe I'll call a loan officer. You only call an originator when you know you need or have to have a loan, right? There's a difference between what people want and what they need. What they want is fast, easy, cheap, but what they need is sound advice, guidance, and strategy. People shouldn't have to choose between online and easy and cheap and local and valuable, and that's why we're bringing those two together. I've been in the mortgage industry now for 20 years. Ask all the top mortgage professionals the same thing. Why are you successful? I've heard every answer, but no one has ever once said technology. The difference between an average mortgage professional and the highest producing mortgage professionals has nothing to do with skill, has very little to do with knowledge, work ethic. It has almost everything to do with scalability. Our hypothesis is we'll have originators that use this technology that will help 50 to 100 families a month. It will take 95% of the work off of their plate, so they can spend time doing the consultation. If we take everything else off their plate, they have nothing left to do but go grow the business. The power of the external originator is that if we have access to help more families because we're getting to them higher up the funnel, we then get to connect them with all of our real estate professionals. I think as originators, make sure that technology is the backbone of your business. We made a technology bet. That's where this industry is headed. If we can parlay what we do really well with removing 95% of the stuff that keeps us from being in our genius zone, we'll have a real opportunity to accomplish our just cause.